What most people see is the glitz of it all. The glamour, the icons. Few ever peek behind the curtain, where all of that magic finds form. Hidden in the pages of a script are the choices we make with the lines we're given. And when it comes to performance, well, the difference between memorable and forgettable is as thin as the paper it's printed on.
There's just no margin of error at this time.
Time is of the essence here.
Some big time magic.
Your striking performance can shift the narrative.
Every time he touches the ball, it's just lightning.
Drive the greater story to its final act. From here, your delivery better be spot on. So hit your marks. Do what you do.
That is a nasty catch. That was sensational.
Bring them to their feet.
We got some fireworks here.
Because icons don't wait in the wings. They're too busy making the scene.
Well, Matthew Stafford's looked like a leading man all season. He leads the league in touchdown passes, passer rating, interception ratio. Most importantly, he has the Rams leading the NFC as they host a Panthers team hot on the heels of the Bucs. Just a half game separates Tampa and Carolina in the NFC South. So, you know, Buck fans are thrilled to see Baker ready to go despite an injured shoulder as they host Arizona in about an hour right here on Fox. Meanwhile, in South Florida, Tua's led Miami to back-to-back wins, and if they want to keep their slim playoff hopes alive, they'll need to keep marching today against the Saints. Later today, many of you will see the Seahawks and Sam Darnold host his former team, the Minnesota Vikings. You wonder if they miss him right now. Hey, before you hit the road back home after the holidays, join our ride on the one and only Fox NFL Sunday presented by GMC and its all-electric full-size truck, the GMC Sierra EV. We are professional grade. Come on in and stay a while, folks. I'm Kurt Menefee. Thanks for joining us for another helping of football on this Thanksgiving weekend. And a special thanks to Regina Hall. Her new movie, the SpongeBob movie, Search for SquarePants, comes to theaters December 19th. Speaking of animation, I'm with an animated bunch. Terry Bradshaw.
There you go, brother.
And Michael Strahan.
What's up, Kurt?
Did you guys get to enjoy a little bit of Thanksgiving after Detroit?
But
You know what? We changed it up.
What?
I got home, lucky enough to get home Thursday night. And
for you.
instead of having Thanksgiving dinner, just went right to the apple pie. 2.5 pieces on Thursday, didn't eat dinner, had it on Friday.
Who ate the other half of that piece?
Diane.
Okay.
Is it pecan or
No, it's
is
not
it pecan?
Pecan.
No.
Michael, pecan or pecan?
I don't care.
I can tell it's going to be one of those shows.
Exactly.
I just get the mean. I know what you mean when you ask the question. So to me, it's like either way you
What
say
do you
it, I'm
say?
gonna
You
eat
say
it.
pecan
Just have a
pie?
piece of it and enjoy it. All right, that was Thursday. It's time to get you ready for our Sunday slate of games on this final day of November, although plenty of action's already gone down so far.
Week 13 served up a hearty first course already. The Ravens lost their grip on first place for now, and Bengals fans are most thankful of all to see Joe Burrow throwing the rock and returning with a big win. The halftime shows were rocking, including in Detroit where Jack White teamed up with fellow Detroit native Eminem. The three contending NFC North teams were all in action. The Pack pushed the Lions further out of the playoff picture, who aren't sure when they'll see Amon-Ra St. Brown again. It wasn't Thanksgiving, but the first-place Bears carved up the Birds, which brought out the Boo Birds. That allowed the Cowboys to gain ground in the East, who have 2 wins in 5 days against last year's Super Bowl teams. With the Chiefs' loss, KC looks in danger of missing the playoffs for the first time in the Mahomes era. And Ben Johnson was fired up, as he and the other 3 underdogs were winners on Turkey Day.
All right, lots to digest here after Thanksgiving. Let's start with that Kansas City Chiefs team. Is Patrick Mahomes going to miss the playoffs for the first time in his career?
Yes.
They've got Houston, Chargers, and Denver, all at home, albeit, but it's a tough ask.
Yes or no?
No.
Okay.
No, he's not going to miss it. No, he's not going to make it.
He Houston, Chargers, Denver. You got to think about it. 2 of those are 2 of the top 3 defenses in the league.
Yeah.
All right. Can the Cowboys actually catch the Eagles and win the NFC East now?
No.
No. I don't. Even if they sweep, I don't think so. Unless the Eagles tank it, and they can do that.
They have to hope Philly goes 3-2 and run the table.
And even if they do, they still have to win all 5 of their games to make it mathematically possible. Hey, well, speaking of the Eagles, we assume the Super Bowl champions were a playoff team. Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, they are. I think they're going to be.
That was the least enthusiastic. Yeah.
They could stumble to 12.
They were least than enthusiastic the other day when they played the Bears. That was ugly what I saw.
Will they go deep in the playoffs? Maybe that's a better question.
No, I don't think so.
You didn't ask that.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I don't think they're going to be a first-round out team. I don't see that. I think they're going to go. You know, the certain thing about the playoffs, teams step up. I think guys step up. I think that the pride of being the champ the year before, you're not going to go out there and get put out in the first freaking round.
We've been thinking that, Mike. We've been thinking that every week, and it just reminds me so much of the season 2 years ago.
Hey, the Bears put it on them on Friday, which is why we're talking about that. The Bears and Packers play each other 2 of the next 3 games. That'll go a long way towards determining who wins the North. Who you riding with, Packers or Bears as champs?
I'm going to go with the Bears. I'm going to get on that bandwagon and just stay there.
Yeah, I'm tired of sitting here and going out Chicago. They win a close game. No, I'm riding with the Bears, man. Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson, they sold me. I'm all over it.
That was a thumping. Their run game is so much fun to watch, and it sets everything else up. Dennis Allen's done a great job with the defense. They can't continue they can't continue to force this many turnovers.
But we don't need it.
No, you don't made it 2 runners, but 2 runners over 100 yards in one
Don't
game.
take advantage of my looking at seniors the way I do,
Let's be nice. Let's play nice. I know the family gets on you after a couple days around Thanksgiving. Let's just calm down here. All right, talk about the North. The Lions, are they going to make the playoffs?
Golly, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think the Bears and the Packers
so.
are in their way. I don't think the
I don't
Lions are
think
going to
so.
make it.
Yeah.
After that loss on Thanksgiving, I think that was a big, big setback.
A loss to Dallas would probably wrap it.
Playoffs, yeah.
All right, forget their record. Just look at the division. Can the Bengals actually make the playoffs, or are they going to have to settle for being spoilers?
No.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Hey, but I tell you right now, there's nobody I like watching more than Joe Burrow. I mean, whoa.
Missed him, haven't we?
We missed him. Yeah. And you don't realize until you see the kid out there, you're like, if he could have stayed healthy, no telling what this team could have done. Because they look good, and the defense played better, looked like they had more hope. And, I think the Bengals are just going to be big spoilers.
Okay, so they're spoilers. Who winds up winning the North then? The Steelers or the Ravens?
Oh, that's a stupid question. You know dang good and well Pittsburgh's going to take care of business. They're going to – what? They're going to beat Buffalo today, take care of Baltimore. Not a problem.
Baltimore's going to win that division.
No, they're not. They
yeah.
can't play defense anymore. Steelers are coming.
You can't either. So
I can't. I never could play defense. But I'll tell you what.
Oh, boy. Hey, all right. Hey, speaking of the Steelers, Aaron Rodgers, he comes back today in that game against the Bills. Jay Glazer, what is the plan for him?
Hey, how are we, guys? Hey, the plan for Aaron Rodgers, look, Aaron Rodgers obviously is no stranger to playing through pain. Well, they want to help minimize that pain. So Mike Tomlin told me last night they're really going to have him a lot of pistol, a lot of shotgun, not under center so that ball does not hit that injured wrist. Probably going to use a little brace on it also to protect it.
All right, let's talk about Cleveland. Shedeur Sanders gets another start today for the Browns. What have they seen in him that makes them have a little bit more confidence?
Well, there were 2 really big things. Number 1, last week when they needed a big play, he made a throw that people in that organization said not a lot of quarterbacks in the league can make a throw like that, much less rookies. But the other thing also is he minimized rookie mistakes a lot more than they thought they would. And if he continues to do this, he can start the rest of the year.
All right, the Bears have grabbed everybody's attention. Ben Johnson, shirtless in that celebration on Friday. As Jimmy Johnson would say, why?
Okay, here's the inside story there, okay? There is a restaurant that gives out hot dogs. It's a hot dog place in Chicago named the Wiener Circle. And a couple of weeks ago, they said, hey, if Ben Johnson takes his shirt off during a game or after, free hot dogs to the entire city of Chicago. How much is Ben Johnson loved? Not just because we do with the Bears. Free hot dogs in Chicago? You kidding me? They're all signing up on Tuesday.
He knew that was coming up, so he fasted the whole week.
No doubt, man. He got more push-ups in before he did that, right?
Exactly. All right. Thanks a lot, Jay. We are just getting cranked up. Here's what else we've got rolling your way on Fox NFL Sunday.
Take my shirt off.
We're just getting started on Fox NFL Sunday. Coming up, our very own superstars discuss this season's breakout stars. Speaking of players on the rise, Bryce Young sat down with Christina Pink as the Panthers have eyes on the playoffs. And Sam Donald's old friends visit him in Seattle. CT gets all the scoop on how he's feeling before the Vikings come to town. All this and more when we come back on Fox NFL Sunday.
When I say Rams, you think offense, McVay, motion, misdirection. But flip the card. there's more.
You're seeing the physicality of the Rams defense.
A defense built with overlooked stories. They don't allow points. They take the ball away. They tackle. Say Rams. Let it all be heard.
Look, we like to talk a lot about how the Rams put points on the boards, but their defense, it's the best at keeping points off the board. Let's take a closer look in our precision coverage presented by GMC. And Howie, this Rams defense, fewest points giving up in the league per game. How do they get it done?
Well, you know, a lot of talk about the offense, and justifiably so, but when we talk about the defense, Chris Shula's defense, hard to find new wrinkles in today's NFL, something that hasn't been done before. A lot of people like to play nickel. They like to get 6 defensive backs on the field. They do it more than any team in football. And, Michael, the reason why they can do it is that defensive front.
Well, yeah, and the fact that they're up, you're usually up. When you're up, you throw 6 DBs out there. But they're front. I mean, Jared Verse, Byron Young, these guys, they can bring it. Not only can they pass rush with 4 guys, they don't need extra help, but also these guys can stop the run. And we always say you have to earn the right to pass rush by stopping the run. And these guys are able to do that. And this team, one of the biggest factors, which you see a lot of teams struggle with, they're the best tackling team in football. They do not miss tackles. No yards after the catch.
How you talked about it. You got a demonstration here?
Yeah, let's take a look. This will be a 6-man front, 6 defenders. You've got Stewart at linebacker and Young out there to the right. You've got the safety Curl here, walked up between the guard and the tackle. And we've got Verse out here inside shoulder to the tight end. When the ball is snapped, the 2 backers to the right drop off. Here's the key. The safety comes up, engages the tackle, then drops back to be a spy defender. And Verse ends up beating the tackle, forces an errant throw, interception. This is what they do.
Listen, when you have 6 people up tight, like you just saw, and as a quarterback and I'm up, I've got to look at my formation and find out, okay, which one of the 2 linebackers are coming? Are they both coming? Is it a 6-man rush, a 5-man rush? The line's got to think the same thing. But as a quarterback and a guy that was taught the running game,
and the clock's ticking.
Then what I would have done, I would have come up and went check with me, try to get some kind of tilt or edge on the defensive line, and then run a running play and not a passing play, because when you have 6 defensive backs, that is primarily to stop you from completing passes.
And when one of them is Forbes,
yeah.
I mean, he's a lockdown guy himself. No DB's played better in the last 7 weeks than this guy. First-round pick by Washington. They gave up on him a little bit early. 16th pick overall. Gave up on him a little early, but this guy's been flat out the best DB in football.
And a nickel, when Howie said nickel, folks, that's 5 defensive backs. A dime is 6, and that's
why is that?
And the guy who's, obviously engineering this defense, Chris Shula.
Yep.
Guys, this guy and Sean McVay have this relationship goes all the way back to college, where they actually lived in the same dorm together. And McVay has told me of all the guys that he's actually kind of pushed for a head coaching job, he's let Shula in more than all of them about what it takes to do that job right, what that job entails. Chris Shula is going to be at the top of a lot of lists this year to be a head coach. Absolutely.
When you were my roommate, I let you.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man.
We talked about this Rams defense. They forced at least 2 turnovers in 4 straight games. That's the longest active streak in the league. So there'll be a tough test for the Panthers quarterback Bryce Young later today. Later in this show, he's going to talk with our Christina Pink about what's behind the Panthers' bounce-back season. Bryce has leveled up his game, and up next, our guys will tell us who they think is the breakout player of the year in the NFL so far. Stick around. Coming back to Fox next summer, and on Friday, we'll take you to D.C. for the biggest FIFA World Cup draw ever. Find out who and where these stars will be playing across the 3 host nations in North America. We'll have all the insight before and after right here live on Fox and streaming on Fox platforms starting at 11:30 a.m. Eastern on Friday. All part of a big weekend of soccer here on Fox. On Saturday, Lionel Messi and Inter Miami will take on Vancouver in the MLS Cup. Now, that's some serious star power on the soccer pitch. This season in American football, well, a new crop of stars are making a name for themselves. You can't think of any players? Well, why don't we take a moment to let our minds focus on a few.
Welcome. Let's take a moment and notice something together. A new energy is rising. Players once on the edges, suddenly impossible to ignore. Bring attention to the hands, to the feet. Now breathe. And listen.
Caleb Williams, Higgins, one-handed checkball. Are you kidding me?
Feel the separation.
Touchdown! And a pick six for Nation.
Soul and space. Movement like water finding its path.
Did you come from?
New fan favorites.
Smith and Jigba
rising
has
into
gone
the
from
moment.
good to really good to standing alone.
Release expectation.
He's gonna score a touchdown. Jones and the Colts go right down the field.
And let it all out. These are the breakout players that pull everything back into focus. And for this, we can be grateful.
All right, we're going to talk about some of the breakout stars in the league, but we've got Julian Edelman joining us. Always a special day when Jules is with us. But it's a special day in your household as well for your daughter?
It is. Happy birthday, Lily. She's turning 9.
Happy birthday, Lily.
Last single digit.
She's got to be excited about that.
We're going roller skating.
All right, roller skating later on. Are you good on skates?
I'm pretty good.
Okay.
I'm an athlete.
All right. Oh, that is true. All right, you are. Let's talk about some of these athletes out here who maybe had a breakout season. Guys that we weren't talking about at the start of the year. You start first. Who's yours?
JSN from Seattle.
Jackson Smith in Jigba.
He's amazing. And right now he's in his 3rd year. Already this year, more passing yards receiving than he's had the first 2 years combined. He is chasing the great Calvin Johnson's record of 1,964 yards. He's got 1,313. I hate stats, but that's important right there. And I think right now, the way he's playing, he'll pass Calvin Johnson. I think he'll get the record and be the first over 2,000.
I got to go with Drake May.
Yeah.
No bias. He's got 21 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, league-leading 71 completion percentage. Went down to Tedeschi's. It's a little local market out in Boston, and the excitement was pouring out of the cashier.
Is that where New England bought their lotto ticket?
That's where we buy our lottery
Out of the
tickets.
cashier.
I didn't get one, but, you know, the confidence that this team's playing with is unreal. It's going to be interesting to see how he does with backup linemen this week with Will Campbell and Wilson being out.
They're going to say Tom Hoove before you know it.
I mean, 9-game winning streak.
Let's not get caught speeding.
And my guy is Nahshon Wright. Cornerback, Chicago Bears. I mean, this guy leading the league in turnovers. Not only that, he's the one who eventually he did the strip sack on the the strip on the push. It pretty much essentially sealed the game. A 6'4" cornerback, 6'4", went to Laney College, Oregon State, drafted 3rd round by the Cowboys in 2021, and Al Harris, a great cornerback in Green Bay, was his coach in Dallas. Went to Chicago. This kid became available, and Al Harris said he keeps his mouth shut, he works hard, and we see the result of that because he got an opportunity because of injury, and he's made the most of it. So
remember we were down there in Dallas a couple of years ago? We were looking at the DBs going, damn.
These are DBs. It's just to be linemen.
I'm going to go with George Pickens. My son, Chris, who watches more film than me, what kind of life does he have? He was telling me for 2 years that George Pickens, despite all the drama in Pittsburgh, was a Hall of Fame talent. And we were just talking about Julian. He is I don't think there's a better receiver in football right now, and he's also has a shot at breaking the record. He's on pace for it. There have been Hall of Fame receivers down there in Dallas who put up big numbers in the past. He's putting up numbers that they've never seen there.
But it'd be interesting to see because of the situation in Dallas. I mean, in Pittsburgh. Then he goes to Dallas. He missed curfew. He missed the bus to the game with the Raiders.
Hey, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
But you can have Hall of Fame talent, but you got to have Hall of Fame attitude to go with it. That's what I worry about.
That's been the knock against him at the University of Georgia and in Pittsburgh, and now we'll find out in Dallas. This time last year, though, we were talking about Sam Darnold as the breakout player. Jay Glazer, he's now in Seattle. How did he wind up there?
Hey, talking about really a quick note here on TB's breakout player, JSN. He actually was the 5th-rated guy on the Seahawks board that year, and they got him at number 20. Okay, as far as Sam Darnold, sometimes the moves that don't happen. So the inside story of how he got to Seattle, originally the Raiders, they were hoping to trade for Matthew Stafford. When they realized they couldn't do that, he's going to stay with the Rams, they then moved on to Geno Smith. When Geno Smith, the Seahawks knew they were going to move him over to the Raiders, they immediately went on to Sam Darnold and Clint Kubiak, now the offensive coordinator there with Seattle. He was with them in San Francisco and said, guys, even though he was a backup, this guy who's a leader, incredible team player, that's who you want in your locker room. And one other note here. Once they got Sam done, John Schneider talked to Kevin O'Connell. And Kevin O'Connell, zero sour grapes, told John Schneider, one of the best leaders you'll ever be around in your life. Schneider's real happy to hear that.
They're happy to have him in their locker room, and we're happy to have him sit down with Carissa Thompson. He'll do just that later on to tell us why he actually wanted to go to Seattle and make it his new home. All right, on this weekend, the Fox Sports app is in the giving mood. You have a shot at free money playing Super 6, brought to you by DraftKings. One of today's question is, who's going to have the most receptions? We'll talk about that and get you all set for all the 1 o'clock games coming up right here on Fox, including Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers in a huge game against the Rams. All right, we're just about half an hour to kickoff, so why don't we see what's happening on the field with our Screen Pass brought to you by Macy's. We start in Tampa, where numerous injuries have the Bucs on a 3-game losing skid. They'll get a boost from getting Bucky Irving back today. But, Michael, how can Tampa turn things around starting against Arizona?
Well, they got Chris Godwin back last week to go with the rookies of Ibuka and Johnson. But hand the ball to Irving, White, or Tucker so that you don't put it all on Baker Mayfield. Can't let him get hurt any more than he already is. And you have to run the ball well, Kurt. If they do that, they can get back on track.
Let's go to the other coast of Florida, where the Dolphins have won 3 of 4 and have some winnable games left on the schedule, including today against the Saints. Howie, has Mike McDaniel done enough to save his job?
3 weeks ago, I would have said positively no. He was walking the green mile. He's done something to reach this football team and turned it around. He's at least making the decision a difficult one.
All right, why don't we jet on up to the Meadowlands, where the Falcons will play the New York Jets. With Michael Penix out for the year, Kirk Cousins started and won last week. TB, can Cousins do enough in the final month to show he's still a starter going into the offseason?
No, those days are over. He can win all the games he wants, but he, in my opinion, he's a backup, a full-time backup. And listen, his contract's too big for someone else to take on. He's making $50 million a year. So folks out there, listen to me. Don't feel sorry for him. He's doing just fine.
Well, with just 4 wins, the Falcons have really been a disappointment in the South. It's the opposite story up the road in Charlotte, where Bryce Young and the Panthers are only a half game out of first place in the division. That's where Christina Pink joins us from. And Christina, it would be fitting for Bryce Young to lead this turnaround because he knows a thing or two about comebacks.
Just call him the comeback kid, Kurt. You know, the Panthers looking to jumpstart this passing offense, and I can tell you, Bryce is the guy to do it. Just 2 weeks ago, threw for a career-best 448 passing yards. And yes, he has had some struggles as the former #1 overall pick, but despite the ups and downs, the Panthers remain young at heart.
For me, I'm always trying to find the positives.
And the 49ers topple the Panthers.
Bad scene.
Short week, long flight, highs and lows, good or bad. How quickly can you turn the page? How quickly can you refocus? In a league like this, you can't be successful when you're looking back, again, good or bad.
I feel like nobody kind of mastered the art of the bounce back quite like you. Now in year 3, how have you handled adversity compared to your rookie year?
The more that I'm able to be part of the league, the more you understand it. And you understand it truly is a week-to-week league. Any given Sunday, anything can happen.
Throws deep downfield, has a man. Touchdown, Carolina!
If you could take me back to last season, you get benched a couple weeks in. How did you handle it in the moment?
Yeah, really I just leaned on my faith. It wasn't easy. It wasn't something that you think about, that you really are prepared for. I was trying to challenge myself without knowing what the outcome was going to be.
How were you able to challenge yourself to still be the player you want to be?
Yeah, it wasn't easy, you know, just being honest.
Some moments of anger, disappointment, frustration.
It was just trying to be consistent. I didn't change anything. I didn't go and make a huge 180 shift. There was obviously certain things that you evaluate and you want to improve and you work towards, but, you know, it was little details. I wanted to not go and take anything away from the team. I want to do whatever it took to help us win, and that's still my goal.
Here's the snap. Bryce throws. Got his man! Touchdown! Down by 17. The Panthers make a statement.
Since you've been in the league in 2023, you have 10 game-winning drives. Only Patrick Mahomes has that many. What is it about those late game situations that brings out the best in you?
For me, they're just great opportunities.
Big play. You got the big play.
When I was a kid and you're playing football in the backyard, you dream of you're in the NFL and you have 2 minutes to go win a drive. And this is to go win the game. And I'm grateful for a group that is the same way. We never flinch. No one's going rogue. No one's doing anything super special. We know that as long as we execute and play with and for each other, you know, we can have the results we want.
Carolina has won. The celebration begins.
What a beautiful finish, guys. I'm so proud of this group.
It feels like the swagger has been coming out a little more over the last season and a half. What has brought that out in you?
You know, honestly, I think that one of the lessons that I learned was just the effect that can have on others.
Let's go!
I'm still always going to be myself and make sure that it's timely, but the times that I can bring the team along with some emotion, I definitely try to do it.
You guys have 6 wins with 5 more to go. What do you think this team is when it's at its best?
Coach talks about it all the time. You know, when we're playing off of each other, that's when we're at our best. We're always pushing the envelope, and we're going to continue to work to find it.
And they've also found their way into playoff contention. Yes, the Panthers are in the mix, and Bryce Young telling us this is a position he hasn't even been in before. They have something to play for, and Michael, that is all the motivation they need today against a red-hot LA Rams team.
Yeah, they definitely need everything they can to go against this red-hot team. Great job there, Christina. And, you know, Bryce Young has won more games this season than the last 2 combined. And I think his development and Teteroy McMillan, the young rookie wide receiver who's been crushing it, those two have something special. And then Rico Dowdle has added something in the run game. Last 6 weeks haven't been as great. Last week only had 6 carries, which you think you got to stick with the run game. But I don't think they've seen anything like this Rams defense yet or this Rams offense. I mean, Matt Stafford, leading touchdown thrower in the league. Yeah, that's tough looking at me. And Devontae Adams, 10 out of 12 of his touchdowns on the red area where he's unstoppable. And he leads the league in touchdown catches. And this defense there and with the LA Rams has been incredible. We've been talking about a different team being the best in the NFC every week when somebody asked us. The Rams never play down the competition. They always play the same consistent level, and I think the Rams are the best team in the NFC. I think it's going to be tough for the Carolina Panthers to come in and really take them out.
One of the Rams' 2 losses was to San Francisco in a game that went to overtime. San Francisco today, they just stay alive, Terry. They're taking on the Cleveland team, though, that has been revitalized after 1 week with Shedeur Sanders at quarterback.
You know what? Listen, folks, I am a Steeler through and through. I love my Steelers, and I love beating Cleveland when I played there. But I swear, I'm pulling for Shedeur Sanders. I'll tell you, they have been through 4 number-1 quarterbacks drafted, not to mention Watson, who they brought over. None of them have worked. None of them so far. So I'm saying to Cleveland, I hope this is your answer, so it's over with and you got your quarterback. This guy last week did things that were impressive. He had that it factor, making deep throws, moving out Howie, the long one down to the sideline while he was sprinting out to the 1-yard line, handled the blitz well, handled it all well. This 49er team, the only thing that's going to help equalize this is that stinking weather. It is freaking cold in Cleveland, rainy, windy off that lake. Hello, folks.
Well, Shedeur Sanders, the quarterback they said they didn't want. He may be the best one they have. But the equalizer, to me, Myles Garrett, there's nobody like Myles Garrett. I am truly hoping he breaks this sack record because this guy is. I was thinking about this. Lawrence Taylor is the best defensive player I've ever seen in my lifetime. But I think this kid is close, in my opinion. I think he's better than Reggie White. I think my guy Bruce Smith.
That's strong.
Myself. I mean, this guy is something else. And I don't think any of us would have any problem with that.
He's from another planet.
Yeah, and he needs 5 sacks to break this record. I think he's going to crush the record, honestly, because he has 13 sacks in 4 games. I don't see him slowing down anytime soon.
13 sacks in 4 games.
Yeah, 13 sacks in 4 games. 49ers have 13 sacks all year.
Yeah.
That's how dominant he has been.
By himself.
Howie, Houston trying to get back in this thing against the Colts. They go head-to-head today.
Yeah, they're hot. Yeah, they 3-game win streak. Davis Mills performed great. The Colts have lost 2 of their last 3. The run game got shut down. C.J. Stroud back. And, that can be a challenge. I think instinctively you want to make an impact, particularly after a quarterback like Davis Mills played really well, took what was there, made some big throws when they had to come from behind. Don't press. Don't force things. Play to the strength of your team, which is your defense. The Colts, they have a tough stretch down the road here, including 2 games versus Houston. I think in 2 of their losses, the last 3 games, the run game got shut down. Houston, to me, and you know, I talked about it a lot. Playing the run is as much a mindset as it is physicality. Yep. And for them to get to 3rd down and long, and with Daniel Jones injured and his mobility in question on the road, it's really going to be a great game.
Don't you think it was hard for them to put Mills on the bench after playing so well?
They have to. Well, they go back to their starter, C.J. Stroud. We'll see how they do today. There's always something more at stake when you play a divisional game, right? Also, when you face your old team. Coming up, Sam Darnold tells our Carissa Thompson if he's thinking revenge as he gears up for his first game against the team that let him walk out the door over the offseason. Puka Nacua getting ready down in Carolina. He could go over 1,000 yards on the season today. Drew Brees is on the call for that game. And by the way, congratulations to our Fox colleague. He was named a semifinalist for the Pro Football Hall of Fame this week.
Drew.
No question whatsoever.
No
He's going in.
No surprise at all.
The Fox NFL Shop Cyber Monday sale has the hottest gifts for football fans this holiday season.
Thanksgiving might be over, but Presentsgiving has just begun.
Check out this Buffalo Bills hyperventilating paper bag for when fans are watching their MVP quarterback get crushed like a folding table.
If your team is just starting to get warmed up, grab this Dallas Cowboy slow cooker. It only starts getting hot halfway through the season.
And make your kids feel like they won the Super Bowl by getting them the cutest collectible trophy this holiday season. The Lumbubu.
It's the Lombardi Trophy with a terrifying face, and Tom Brady somehow already has 7 of them.
For the Eagles fan in your life, pick up this Boo-Tooth speaker. Don't just boo your team, boo everything and everyone.
Or maybe a 250-pound weighted blanket, so Lions fans can also feel like they're being sacked by Micah Parsons.
How about a Butterball? No, not the turkey. It's a football smeared with real butter. The Ravens used this on Thanksgiving.
So kick off the football-a-days with these incredible online deals.
Happy holidays, everyone.
I'm going to buy some of those Lumbubus and sell them on eBay.
Way ahead of you.
You're bad.
I like the slow cooker. That was actually really good. Hey, it wasn't Cyber Monday, but it seems like the Seahawks got a pretty good deal when they signed Sam Darnold to a 3-year, $100 million contract back in March. And as we say hello to Carissa Thompson, Carissa, I think it's fair to say that Sam probably wants to deal today against his old team.
I love these jokes. You know, you never miss a beat. This guy, stand-up comedy, standing or sitting down. You're the best.
Scary. Yeah, very.
I liked it. You know what else we like is Sam Darnold, what's happening for him. This is his 4th team in 4 years. And as he prepares to take on the Vikings, we sat down this week and chatted about his past, his present, and his future. And now that he's in Seattle, the Emerald City, you can say that it's pretty safe to say for him, there's no place like home.
This journey for you, top 3 pick, you've played the role of bridge quarterback, and now you sit here as QB1, the face of this franchise. Do you feel like Seattle is home now?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, ever since I got here, you know, the fans, the 12s have welcomed me, you know, with open arms. All the players, all the coaches. You know, it's just been an incredible journey.
Back 7, looks, throws a perfect pass, reaching out. As a gal from Seattle, we're very welcoming. And this city wanted you, Sam. I mean, after the way that you played last year in Minnesota, finishing 14-3, a Pro Bowler, you had options. But you chose Seattle, and Seattle chose you. Why?
Yeah, I think, you know, there's multiple reasons. Ton of really good players, young players, veteran players, really good leadership. Another good thing is that I'm closer to home. You know, my parents get to come up and watch me every now and then, so that's pretty much it.
Sam Darnold has done exactly what they brought him here to do.
They have found their quarterback, and their quarterback has found a home.
I mean, Sam's been balling. Like, if we want to try to define Sam by this game or what, man, Sam's had us in every game.
This locker room has your back. Not every locker room's like that.
Oh, I know. That's the reason why I came here. You know, we're going to fight till the very end for each other. Just great dudes in that locker room and, you know, not forcing anything. You know, I think for us, it's very natural.
Yeah, you haven't had to force that connection with Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Mhm.
Oh, my God.
Darnold pokes one. Smith and Jigba's loose.
There's so many things that make him special. The speed, the athleticism.
Right on cue.
But the biggest thing is, you know, between the ears for him. You know, he's got all the traits, right, to be a great receiver. But, you know, his awareness, like, if I'm getting pressure and I'm checking something, maybe you want to, you know, cut a couple yards off that route.
Smith and Jigba. He went back.
You can't really teach that. You know, that's a quarterback's best friend.
Yeah, you've had some special receivers. One of those, of course, Justin Jefferson. And the press is going to sit here and say it's a revenge game. They're going to sit here and say you're the one that got away. How would you label this game against the Minnesota Vikings?
You know what I'm going to say. It's just another game for us. And
Darn it.
I know.
Say anything but that.
I know.
I'm like, if I'm going to see my ex somewhere, I want to make sure I look good. I want to make sure that they remember that I'm the one that got away. Are you able to look back at how it all went down in Minnesota with a little bit different of a perspective now that you have some distance between the decision?
Yeah, for sure. I fully understand kind of the decision behind it. You know, just.
You mean that?
I do. I absolutely do. Because, you know, for me, it was, okay, like they don't clearly see me as that guy. But I was able to move on fast from that. Now I'm here and I wouldn't trade it for the world. I'm happy I found Seattle and Seattle found me.
I was lucky to have you.
Thanks.
Good for Sam Darnold. You know, we talk about Baker, we talk about Daniel finding homes in their respective cities. This city loves Sam Darnold, and from that piece, hopefully you can get that Sam Darnold loves Seattle as well. And he might just say that it's another game, but Kurt, we all know that you want to go out there and you want to show that old team what they're missing.
And they're not enjoying life without him. Max Brosmer starts today. That's the third quarterback in 12 games they've had started. He's undrafted. Went to the University of Minnesota after 5 years at New Hampshire. So Howie, without Sam Darnold, they're struggling right now. Meanwhile, Darnold, you know, we talked about, wants to put it on his team today, but all he has to do is just be himself, right?
Great piece by Chris. I think Sam Darnold's a guy that you can pull for. You know, Minnesota's season is in free fall, in great part because of the decisions that were made at the quarterback position. They had both Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold in the building, let them both walk. They won 14 games with Darnold, put up great numbers. There's no question, I think the game within the game is Brian Flores versus Sam Darnold. And you know, he said as much this week. Nobody knows him better than Brian Flores. And he says he liked him. He's a good guy, but I'm going to blitz him getting off the bus. And I think that's true. How he handles that will be key. He tends to want to press at times. I don't think this game should be, for him, as much as he can be, any different than any other game. When the throws are there, make the throws. When it's not, throw it away. Lean on your defense. You're at home. That's a benefit. So I think that's the key. How will he react?
Another game going on later today that may determine who makes the playoffs when you get down the road in the AFC. Buffalo at Pittsburgh, TB.
Oh, gosh. Folks, you know, very few things make me get nervous. I panic. I will panic. When I go through the airport later tonight, to get through the security line, you got to have a driver's license, Howie and Michael. And you have to show them that you are.
Us?
Because y'all don't do that. Oh. And you've got to show that, and they'll look at it and go, okay, Mr. Bradshaw, you can come in. If I don't have it, and a lot of times I don't, I panic. Panic. Facing Pittsburgh today, and if I'm Josh Allen, there's panic written all over this. Both his tackles are out. Last week, sacked 8 times, numerous hits. This is time to panic for Buffalo because Pittsburgh is going to be all in his stuff today.
I see what you did there.
That's good.
Ooh, well, I'll tell you what, you took the Lewis and Clark route to get there. But
I'm proud of myself.
Every time you start your comments like that, I panic.
Now, Michael, that wasn't necessary.
Just saying.
That's a good line. Hey, all right, we talked earlier, Michael, about Kansas City's not winning the NFC or AFC West this year. Who's going to wind up winning it? Will it be the Chargers catching the Broncos, or you have faith in Denver?
Nah, it's going to be Denver. Denver's offense has struggled at times. Their defense is just so outstanding. Best defense in the league. And Denver has a less threatening schedule. Commanders, Raiders, and then they play Green Bay at home, then Jacksonville, KC, and then the Chargers. I just think, but the Chargers, it's a tougher record. Their quarterback, Herbert's getting beat up. Alt is out, Slater's out. They just haven't been able to lean on much with that front, the offensive line. So I think the Broncos run away with it.
All right, time now to check in with Jay Glazer to get details of who's in and out today. Brought to you by Geico. Jay.
All right, thanks, Kurt. Man, we're going to start with one of the teams who are still in this playoff picture here, and that's the Colts. And look, Daniel Jones word broke this past week that he has a fracture in that fibula. Story is he actually heard it 3 weeks ago, got an MRI after the bye. He thought it was a calf the whole time. There's a crack in there, playing in pain, though. Daniel Jones toughening it out. Ty Warren, his rookie tight end, he actually got a stomach virus yesterday. So they put him on the injury report, but he's cleared. He's going today. Jacksonville Jaguars, big loss for them today. Arik Armstead, middle of that defense, he's going to be out with a hand injury. I'm going to stay with one of those Florida teams, the Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield, look, I told you guys on Thursday that he was going to play this week despite having that sprain in that shoulder. He's in. Not only that, check it out, Bucky Irving. He returns to that lineup, and it's huge for them. He's not going to have his full role. They're going to see how he's doing, but they actually get 4 starters back today, the Buccaneers. In that same game, Marvin Harrison Jr. A couple weeks ago, stomach wasn't feeling good. Hey, he actually ended up having appendicitis. He is in. Look, you can see him here. He's in today. Was limited this week, but he's in for the Cardinals. And Terry McLaurin, later on tonight, he actually returns to the lineup for the Commanders with that quad injury. Dan Quinn told me not going to have his full reps, but it's good to have him back in. And finally, I told you Thursday, Jackson Dart, he needed one more test to pass that concussion protocol. He did that, so our neurologist on Thursday. He starts tomorrow night.
All right, FanDuel is the best place for all your same-game parlay action. Michael has built a same-game parlay plus. What do you have?
All right, I got Puka Nacua for 80 or more receiving yards. Devontae Adams, he's going to score touchdowns. He's done pretty much every weekend. And Achane for Miami, 70 or more rushing yards, Kurt.
FanDuel is giving all customers a profit boost to use every NFL game day to go towards bets like this, where $5 would pay out over 15. Time to get to our picks. Michael, you start. Buccaneers 4.5-point favorites at home against Arizona.
I think they got it right. I'm going with the Buccaneers. Kurt?
Howie, Falcons favored by 3 at the Jets.
I'm going to take the Falcons on the road.
Oh. And TB, the Bills favored by 3 at your Steelers.
You go ahead and answer that for me.
You're taking the Steelers.
That's right.
Okay.
No question with that one in his mind. It is time for kickoff of our early games. We'll see if week number 13 is lucky 13 for teams all around the league. If you're getting an early game, your kickoff is coming up right after this. If you're getting a late game, stick around. We got a little bit more for you right here as we get you all set for Seattle and Minnesota. But whatever game you're getting, we thank you so much for watching Fox NFL Sunday, presented as always by GMC. We will see you at halftime, whatever game you're getting.